Hello everybody, in today's video we're going to look at a little set of Lister Meteor clippers in for a service. Hopefully it'll be a nice simple one. I'm Simon and welcome to Oakside Saddlery. So Lister Meteor, nice little cordless clipper, just rechargeable ones, tend to work quite well, more of a trimmer, so just doing your last little bits. These are used on horses but probably work the same on dogs, possibly humans. Still work. Everything's moving. I can see the blades are moving, so that's a good sign. So first up, we're going to take this blade off. Little Phillips on there. Let's get one of them. I'm using a posi drive, but it's near enough. It'll fit. One off. Second one off. So keep them somewhere safe. Blade there. This blade's going to pop out. A quick look at the blades. I can see or feel a bit of oil in there, so that's pretty good going. Now there's two little screws in here, but there's also, if I remember, two little screws underneath these plates, and these plates are all held in place. They're sort of sprung in there, so there's a little catch on there and a catch in there that holds them in. So we just need to lever these off. So all we're going to get is one is in here somewhere. It's out, and then this one should be just sitting in there. Sometimes they're a little bit tight at the front. And it comes out there, a little bit of hair, nothing too bad. And there's two more little screws. So if we don't know they're under that plate, they're holding all this together as well. You end up breaking these if you're not careful. They're little tiny ones, just going to sit in there. Perfect for disappearing off somewhere and rolling off my bench and then thinking, what have I done with that? Or I hear it hit the ground and it goes dunk and then disappears in the twilight zone. Now I've said that, guarantee. What am I going to do with these? Lose them somewhere. It's free. I can feel it's free, but it doesn't want to come out as one. Right, hold these with a pair of pliers in a minute. There it goes. And the other one, I told you I'm going to drop them. So let's put them up there out of the way, somewhere safe. Next two are in there. There's two little Phillips are hopefully in there. Yeah, feels like Phillips. There's one off. Second one off. Let's get them out. There's one. That one's still there. There's the second one. Yeah, so hopefully these are now free. So where is it all going to sit? It's going to sit on this side. So this is the side I'm going to face down. I'm going to have a little nose because I can feel something pulling. And the little switch is in there. So you can see they're not a bad little clipper. There's nothing much wrong with them, to be honest. They look like they're fairly clean. Just need a little clean up around the head. They're obviously not letting any hair in. You can see you've got your two little rechargeable batteries. So this is a recharging board. There's a little circuit board underneath that, which will deal with the charging. The actual switch for turning them on and off, if we look at it, is just that switch there. So although you've got a switch up here, it actually comes down and just grips hold of this switch. So it's something to notice when we're actually going to put them together. So if I take that out, put it on this side, you can see sometimes what you think is a fancy thing is actually simple. All it does is as you move there, it pulls it backwards and forwards. Simple as that. So we'll have that out and have that out. All of this is all probably just sitting in. I can't see any screws in there. It all looks fairly loose. We'll have a little pull around to see what we're going to get. Sometimes they glue these motors in place. That's free. That's free. That's free. There we go. So there you have it, the other side of it. Nice and simple. Little small valve motor on there. Not sure what voltage that'll be, but it won't be much. Can't see anything on it. Most times these are only a 1.5 volt, so it's probably only going to be about 3 volt or something like that. What's that? When you see things like that, it looks like a bit of brass, but it's not. Oh, I'll give them a little clean up. They're not going to take much doing. Get the blades in front to clean up, and then we'll come back and have a look at putting them back together again. So nice and simple. Back in a bit. Yeah, back again then. All cleaned up, nicely tidied out, nothing wrong with them really, just needed a bit of a clean. I've oiled the motor, that's all sorted out. I've put a bit of oil on some of the blades and things like that and just rubbed it over them so they're a bit smoother, but we'll redo them again. First part that we're going to put then is the motor's going to go in that casing, so I don't need a lot of this stuff. I'm going to get rid of it for the time being. So this is the casing part, it's the flat back on it. All it's got to do is sit in there. There's some wires here that we need to make sure sit in the right place. So the circuit board and the battery is going to go there. The charging port gets pushed in the back there. This one here, what I need to make sure is these wires aren't getting caught up on that motor. So they sit down in the side there, and then we just want them to sit smoothly under there. So that feels good to me. That motor's clicked in place. They're all clear of all the plastic parts that are going to clamp together because there's a screw that's going to go through here. Same with this one here. So there's a wire there that needs to make sure it's going to keep clear of that screw. There is a plastic part above it when it comes on. So quick turn. That all feels good. The other thing we've got to put on then, before we put this casing back together, these two clips on here. So these clips are designed to hold part of that blade fitting together. They just sit over the top. I have noticed when I was cleaning it that there's a plastic lug there and there isn't one there. So I'm guessing at some point that broke off. So I'm going to roughly line that up as to where I think. All they do is get in and clip across. So they just sit across there and clip in. This one's going to be the same on this side. Sits and clips in. So you can see there what they're going to do is catch up on another part of it. They're the only bits that need to go together before we can put the case together. So we've got this and the switch. So the switch is going to sit down, catches on the proper switch, which is down there. And then this is like a repeater version of it to get it into a place that makes it sensible for you to use. Casing's going to go over the top. So all I need to do first is line up that switch to make sure it's going to sit where I want it to, which went easier than I was expecting. And all it's got to do is gently squeeze it together. And once I can see that everything is in place, which it feels like it is, we've got two screws to go in. So the two bigger screws, two screws there. These scissors are going to go in. These are self-tappers. So when we put self-tapping screws back in, we want to go really gentle when they first start, because I don't want to make another thread. When they originally build these, it wouldn't have any threads in it at all in that plastic part, and as they put the self-tapper in, it cuts the threads, hence the reason they call it a self-tapper. So not over tight, but tight enough. Again, not over tight, but tight enough. Now, common thing with these is I get all carried away and I put all these bits back on, and then remember there was two screws to go in. So two little tiny screws that I didn't lose earlier, they sit just in there, quite tight. It feels like there's a thread in the very top of this as well as there is on the bottom part. And there's the first one. I'm not going to do this up major tight, I'm just going to get it in place. That one's in there. Oh, the next one's going to sit there. So again, nice and steady as we go. There it drops in there. Don't want to cut another thread. That one's in there. One's in there. That feels alright. They're all held together. Yeah. So first parts, second parts. This bit here is part of the blade tensioning system, isn't it? So it's going to sit in there just underneath that. So it sits down there somewhere. And then this part is going to clip just over the top. So this is where them two little clips are for there. I had to think then what I was up to. And they're going to go in there and it just pushes into place there. And that's what keeps the blade on, to be honest. You could probably pull that whole thing off because of the way that's done without undoing them screws, because the screws are into this plate here and this is on a lever, so you could pull this whole thing apart and just do it. When I was cleaning the blades, they decided to fall apart on me, so the plastic bit on the back here just sits in there. It's nothing complicated. Needs a little drop of oil on the edge of these, so we're going to get the oil, which I've got somewhere. All we need, a little tiny bit just on there, or just on there. If you get carried away with your oil, don't worry too much about it. Either use it to wipe your blades with, because it obviously stops them rusting, or just wipe it off with a bit of paper towel. You don't want excessive amounts of oil on clippers. It only goes in and then the hair all sticks to them and it gets caught up inside it. These ones here, you've got a little drop of oil across that and a little drop of oil across the blades there. And again on this, I'm just going to put a little bit of smear on it and just wipe it on the rest of them, just so they stop some rusting at all. Especially if you've been clipping and it's been a bit damp or anything like that, then you need to stop that. Again, paper towels, clean off the bulk of it. They're going to sit there. We've got 2 screws. These screws are centering ones, so when you put them on, the way that's done, it will hold that blade wherever it wants to hold it, and you won't have much choice about it. So again, nice and gently as we go. I don't want to make these tight yet, because what will happen is if I tighten one up, it'll twist it out of shape before the other one's gone in. There we go, so one in there. One in there. See where one was tight, now it's gone loose. Now I can tighten them both up. So everything looks good. Quick test. One's good. Normally what I'll do is shave my arm. I'm not going to do this on here. I've got some hair on my arms for a change. But otherwise, easy enough to do. A set of Lister Meteor. Nice little trimmers, cordless ones, battery powered. Work easy. So if you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. If you need your clippers service, you can visit my website and book it through there, or book it through here. So it's www.oaksidesaddlery.co.uk. Enjoyed the video, click the like button, and if you want to see more of this or some leatherwork stuff, consider subscribing. Have a good day and enjoy yourself. Goodbye.